Monday, June 8th, 2026. It will be our Brasso, Ghana's finest Monday night sports show inside 90 minutes. Brasso between now and 7 p.m. now. You want to what do me say? Yes, say you may say a check. Yeah, the build up to the World Cup. Like fact, I can't just 3 days now competition no chassis. This is a tournament. You have to say the biggest World Cup ever. World in Nababe witness say a basso US, Canada, and Mexico. Now 3 days to the tournament now, and they all the good pieces now able to keep part in the competition. Now I say players make competition now. Is so exciting to watch. Then also all the national teams now saying also performance ever so throughout the competition. Where we say 3 host cities and as nations in a host tournament now. And a year more tournament across 16 host cities are. Yes, a competition where the finest ever if we are seeing Tanagi, Kwaba, catch you be say your favorite Monday night sports show inside 90 minutes and live from Kofi Amponsa on behalf of the entire production crew no Kwaba. You try my bar, me introducing a panel no nephew Komono. Asha se Kwaba. This is inside 90 minutes here on Net2 television show. All right, so Ebrason was me introducing the panel no na and komodie no esha se me basi ya na the team of experts in the din komo because this is a field that we hear on my adwuma no omoti ase in terms of journalism, in terms of technical aspect of the game. And see once again and I me immediate left a coach the Don Trapatoni were being brutal. In fact, or more than 3 decades of experience, our field neso, and also our Nimdia Kwanswa, what church and Kofu Pia just said, Juano, what you say. The Don, Aquaba.
You see, yeah,
you have a call there.
About another room. You have a call.
Yeah, all right. So, Madiena Danso Abiam, aka Danso Ginola. Or a century Juan Wayache for so many years. In India, so we no, I was so pant and a G or have one discussion so many aqua Yaboco.
See, I did you be a brabonum yard in bed and that's the women and couple. I did actually inquire and said that you and now, Trapatoni didn't crash as a watch.
Yeah,
you see, for him to have gotten the name Trapatoni, you know,
yes,
say, or a nugget of wisdom over the men. So I just,
yes,
yes, Uncle Becca's for the Morino.
Yeah,
one can Morino can't Trapatoni, you know, to say, I mean,
see much.
All right, and see, that was just a warm up to the show now. And see, and same way, and then you share all the groupies, you know. I mind 48 in take part in the competition. If you do a monk, when if you have groupings in A, B, C up to a year, the final group need to have players by now. You will give some tournament now. I a successful one. And you know, yes, all the 48 nations now take part because the competition now started this coming Thursday or just 3 days. Not tournament now starting. Russia all the 48 nations now take part in this competition. US, Canada, and Mexico. All right, so these are the nations you expect to say World Cup or mobile take part. All right, so Group A, Mexico, South Korea, South Africa, and Czech Republic. Then Group B, Denmark, Switzerland, Iran, and Bosnia. Group C, Brazil is in there, Morocco, Scotland, and also Haiti. Group D, US, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Group E, Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, Curacao. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and Sweden. Group G, Belgium, Iran, Egypt, New Zealand. Group H, Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cape Verde. Group I, France, Senegal, Norway, Iraq. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Group K, Portugal, DR Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. And at final group here, Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. So competition number started June 11, July 19, 2026. There were 16 host cities and a competition we not ever saw. 12 groups, 48 teams, 1 world champion. And it will produce after games that happen in July. And see, these are the nations it take part in 2026 FIFA World Cup. It shall say come Thursday. All right. Now you share all the groupings now by the day. Individual groups. Let's start with Group A. You share Group A no. All right. So Group A, Mexico, South Korea, South Africa, and Czech. That's so. You share the first group, Group A. South Korea, Mexico, Czech, and also South Africa. The first game will be Mexico versus South Africa. That will be the opening game now. You share Group A.
Per hindsight analysis, the obit might go straight to say be a Mexico beating me I qualify. You see, there's one thing about the World Cup. When we say World Cup in the FIAS, there's some few countries with energy.
Okay.
And we have few countries. Now I'm talking about the cathedrals of the World Cup. Into the likes of Germany, Italy, Brazil, some few countries, France, Spain, Spain, Kakra. Then Kwaba, into World Cup here, whether we like it or not, no be part of the cathedrals, It's all here group now, the likes of the Mexicos, the South Africa and South Korea, per the Champions League, and as a per hindsight analysis, some World Cup Mexico. Because we'll be a Oshua, that is the goalkeeper for Mexico. Everybody knows him. South Africa, from the days of McFish, whereby only on and off, almost a damn World Cup, any make any impact. And you can only make a proper analysis based on history. In Myanmar, South Africa, for DPT in recent times, which I said, World Cup we cannot bank our hopes on them. Say, if there's going to be an African team that at the end of the day they can conjure and do something for the world, that we can bank our hopes on South Africa. Say, at the end of the day, see South Africa for beat my baby. So, just Group A now, you can only make a good case for Mexico. Say, because of say, only a part of the teams now, countries now host the World Cup in Intin. We are sure said already enough preparations. Ashima, meaning say almost go country in massive. And what group here always see here. This any group here, only very tough. You are talking about Mexico, South Africa, South Korea. When your countries are, when it comes to the cathedrals of the World Cup, you know say only very good. Again, when you Mexico, group when you Germany, when you to say Ghana, because of Niamey in recent times. Specifically 2010, wait, my say a strong team to a. But if you South Korea, South Africa, and Czech, the last time you say Czech, it make a huge impact. And you know what the days of Pavlo Nedved. Then the likes of Muntari Mone Razak Pimpom. You don't to level. We say we are 2006. Into only a country, produce individual players. That's one thing about Czech. But when it comes to a team as a country, in terms of surging forward, say be a ball. Euros here, World Cup. you cannot make a good case for them. And so share group here, team will be to make a good case for a medical. And you cannot take them out of the equation. Then you look at it, South Korea. You see, there's one thing about South Koreans, you know, almost abundant energy. South Korea, the Japanese, the Chinese, almost they can hover on the pitch for 120 minutes. And who be Germany for the catch all. Nyame call somebody in Italy in 2002. Almost near country, every time I say they are the born of warm. South Asian countries, you know, almost near country, they born a warm. A woman maybe more produce one player, be say they are jeans to pack B, no abejidi. A woman maybe one player, no abejidi kaka. Yes, you don't normally get them saying, a country, and someone they give you individual players with individual prowess. But as a team, as a country, say, baby be there, me in homes. But social group in South Africa, if we check for you, come I don't think so. Beat me baby.
But all the same, there was said to a progress to the next stage. So yes. These 4 nations now. Why now if you see your meet me
certainly it would have to be Mexico and South Africa.
All right.
Yeah, Mexico and South Africa.
That's fine. You better share would be no. The dogs of Atonement Buanaya handle would be new how I want to know. You better see that's what saying you know
it should be Mexico and South Africa.
All right.
Certainly Mexico will qualify.
Okay. All right, see, yes, would be no near hour. I want to initiative for the so Canada, another host nation, Switzerland, Qatar, and also Bosnia Herzegovina. Qatar they hosted the last edition in 2022. Switzerland also no my backward and say one year bad at all. Until we know there's a host nation here. Done. This is your group B. I mean, on it.
Yeah, I see host nation our more group B near Canada. Switzerland, and Qatar as well. You have the last previous edition on Qatar for the hosting.
Yes.
And Asanya, the current host. Canada. But Switzerland, so you one country we are more FIFA. But we need World Cup in Bida. Almost so ever. And Bosnia is governor. Ubi Aben who say, Omona ye Italy for free. I went to me and qualify. And in Bosnia for almost who was our group. Now let's look at Canada per se. Canada as a host nation, they will do their best to sell at least the next knockout stage, on bet me okay. Now anyone was on bet me qualify alongside your friend is Switzerland.
Okay.
But look at friend is Bosnia, their pedigree. In terms of players or more, the Usha Jeko is still playing. But the youth now are more behind that Jeko. They are doing marvelously well. As I find saying, I don't to not be wonder if they will qualify as a third best place team. Move on to the next team. But Qatar, they will do their best as they did the last 4 years. But from that group, and I think the group has already been settled.
Okay.
As it is between Canada and Switzerland to qualify from the next group.
All
and
right.
Then Bosnia as maybe a third place team.
Third place.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, group C. Group C and so your next group I was say almost so how almost align up. Then also teams been between a step forward out of a year the final group games. All right. So group C, Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. Brazil, a year former champions.
Yeah.
Morocco so no last edition. At least to appear at the medal zone. But we want to secure the bronze medal. Those are the place for but performance na in batch. Scotland so they always be they try to show up. Haiti a bit about them. So that's so this
is a very interesting group.
Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting group. But then Haiti it's part of the cycle of life. They be more be pie na dey. Tell be abrabo timi ku pie baby or timi say we are so you cannot blame them.
Not luck be into warm.
No. You see, luck in a kind of football when you have good preparations.
Okay.
Luck in say in football.
Okay.
One thing is, you see, there are ways of discovering players. You see, that is when a player is emerging.
Yeah.
That is when a player has peaked that will be any Internet define say a luck, it's when a team is emerging.
Okay.
In so far team is a Leicester City team now. And yes, they are lack in a moment winning the EPL at the time. Name of that team, they were emerging.
Okay.
When you are no good at in football, you are not good.
Okay.
Because football is the only adwuma we are seeing one drain and on 9 year adwuma at the same time. Right. When you are not good, you are not good.
Okay.
Into hate in the air, by the expectancy of modern day football, they are dead. Okay. Until let us take them out of the equation.
All right. Then let's talk about the African rep in there.
Morocco.
Yes.
Certainly Morocco will qualify. Niamana Morocco be that is in 4 years ago no there. Almost say you see they be ameka say send a thousand le kai mo the Moroccan football. In the next 10 years to come, say yes Senegal for and no more proper academies maybe on betima promise. Yeah. The continent there is no country on betima Morocco for a fighting when it comes to national team. And he don't play no more. He Ibrahim Diaz no. Baby on them or Real Madrid. It tells you say they've built a team man. Share ages and so 26, 27, 22, 23, 24. In the next 5 years, you know, they have players who will form the core of their national team. And if you're a goalkeeper, you know, goalkeepers are like the old wine. The more you know, the more you know. Until we say Yasin Bonu here, I doff my heart for the goalkeeper. And Africa, I say, watch it in recent times. And me just say, what if mainstream Europe? What in what share baby always see and but you see, money sometimes is very important in life. But so share baby to say Brazil. Yeah. Group of I don't think it's going to be a tough year for Carlo Ancelotti. Okay. Because near more than near whom we have seen it all. Okay. Brazil for problem I say in recent times they've tried to throw away their Joga Bonito football. That is the beautiful and entertainment football, talking to the ball, commanding the ball. Oh mind that entertainment football will be ahead. Okay. And all person will mirror the European style of football. That is pa. But we share the Brazilian identity from the days of Rivaldo, from the days of even Kaká, Robinho, Ronaldinho. All players who command the ball, who speaks to the ball. All football is so lively to watch when you are watching them. Mistake from 2006, some boys is in a mainstream Europe for ball. But then if they are reverting, some boss our ball now. I tell you, say Brazil can do wonders. Oh, World Cup. And you say, we are not counting on them in recent times. But for me, looking at the coach, you see, Carlo Ancelotti, any coach, didn't say tactically, we can only remember him for his Christmas tree formation. But when you look at the lives of the Pep Guardiola, Isala, or she will be said, Mourinho, Munum say, or Mount parking the bus, you could easily see, say, so women football, there's a certain system, there's a certain information that Mourinho amount. Say Guardiola amount a certain system. Okay. You don't get that from Carlo Ancelotti. What he does best, I say, managing the players very well. Okay. And until then, you feel Madrid, no. Egos Nefia say shoot up. Until he has that individual talent to manage your well. Now, so what share Brazil national team now on the likes of Casemiro, they've seen it all in terms of exposure. Oh, we are seeing they've seen it all. And so when you say Casemiro, he'll be said Vinicius Junior, any star players so most is saying now. All what he needs to do is to manage them all. Right. Allow them to control the game. Okay. So yes, sir. That group require the nyade say high and Scotland. Okay. Any Brazil but you see, even though sometimes you can say football a game of uncertainties, but massa talent. Okay. I don't foresee them saying Brazil, Morocco. Okay. And I'm saying it's a must for them to qualify from the group. All right. They BBNC. I'm one on the qualifying. Send it here. So I hate in the coffee.
Okay. Third best.
Yeah. Group D. Brilliant here. Group D. No quickly name Madama. Yeah. And I'm fan of ma. All right. So Group D. Another host nation, which is US, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Which Group D for you?
Yeah. As a host nation, so back on PMO or USA. USA PMO na last time na share. How many strings are US for beating Maputo at the World Cup? Because more host to be there. I think 1994. Host to be. Now looking at Paraguay, has been a dominant force in the South American terrain. Australia coming from the Oceania, Asia, because they left the zone Asia. Qualifying from that zone, at least a lot of competition. Look at Turkey. Turkey qualifying have to go all the way to play to have a playoff. Now Turkey players like this, the Maxman, Andangula with Ada, Hakan, Agole, Kalhogi. I think they are not a bad team to be reckoned with. Now Osha straight up it's going to be a strong fight between Turkey and USA qualifying from that group.
Okay.
And I think Paraguay, if they put their house together, they can qualify. But
right.
Australia has also been a dominant force in the World Cup. But I don't see them qualifying. Maybe they will come as a best third place team.
Okay, to
USA and Turkey. But Paraguay have to fight with the USA together.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Share group E. Remember how that group I'm aligning up for group E because this is another stage. Ubi any break because shots na under tab group. Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, and also Curacao.
There's one thing that is so interesting. I was in a group on a band. My name is Emuna Moshi Sana. I'm on the film now. I'm what to know.
But you can say this for
no, but you see, no be film she see in there. She see in the Curacao on there.
Yes.
He's just an additional country. So I just say, I'm coach. I'm going to Guardiola back to still be safe. No matter
they are very determination.
But you see, Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Any Germany in Ecuador. You see, Ivory Coast is a country produce players, but when it comes to the World Cup, there's a pattern to play the World Cup.
Okay.
So you might have individual players who are very good. Example, 2006 World Cup. We had good players.
Okay.
But objectively, we couldn't have compared ourselves to the Ivorian national team. Team Manaruna didn't done the bench. Need to feel home to throw money. But you see, the Ghanaian national team then understood the pattern of playing the World Cup. And you have to understand how the World Cup is being played.
Yes.
Paying attention to some little details in the game. Maybe a free kick be as well fast now. You see, all those little things, it comes to bear, it comes to play when it comes to the World Cup. It is a Ivory Coast. It's me who say Nyama winning now. Because Osha squad the chrome on players and we see now. In fact, say we top 3 countries are best African countries in terms of players. Morocco, Senegal, you can make a good case for Ivory Coast too as well.
Yeah.
Then some way be now the alata for me. So I can. But when it comes to the World Cup, that has been the problem.
Okay.
So you might have very good players, some very good. But then for them to gel, good. So you might have the squad, but then for them to gel and become a team, I bring that telepathic understanding, that cohesion. I know some jelly as a team, that becomes the problem.
Okay.
Sankenya I would have opted for Ivory Coast ahead of Ecuador.
Okay.
In terms of individual players, but you see, say Ecuador for women, here now, only a different country who know. Yeah, I said, why not trying? On to me, so one saw money show. So I just once on in a Musa, no, your third place be, then he flies.
Okay.
But then per hindsight analysis there.
Yeah.
For Germany, it's a must for them to qualify.
All right.
When a group kitty crowd and mom or meet me.
All right.
I am what you man.
All right.
But I'll go for Germany, Ecuador, then Ivory Coast.
All right.
Yeah.
Just group F. Near Queen Madarama. And the next group is group F. Now how I want to know on Walania coach. Group F for you. Maybe Germany, Ecuador, and the Dandel. But coach group F no, and that's CBA. Be Dandos for meeting. Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia. So this is a tab group.
Yeah. Also, you're an African representative for Tunisia.
Yes.
But recent times, no friendly matches or more bono and koye mom.
Okay.
And the Omuyan fan is more preparation towards this tournament and has not been the best.
Okay.
Japan itself is a country or host to World Cup in
yeah.
So yes, 2-2. Only experience on Monday back this time, could tell you say they are bringing some old and then the new blended players. This time players be more bubble Europe, especially the Bundesliga and then the Serie A near there. So they are bringing some vast experience. Be they build the national team. But also Sweden itself, from Europe, you could talk about the
Zlatan.
young, the Zlatan. That's the old folk, the young one who recently joined Liverpool. Now Utimusa in Liverpool days, M1. But friendly match be my boy Alexander Isaac. Recently, friendly match be my boy. You could see the flair, the flexible way of dribbling players in there. I think he's picking up. But like we see, Netherlands has been a founding father without a fairness, a cap to be reckoned with. Omo winning cap no be that. You can't funding nation now, omo funding FIFA. Netherlands is part of it, but omo winning be that. But work of us several times the time of Johan Cruyff and other things. But bringing this very young and energetic players to the World Cup, I think the Netherlands have a chance of qualifying from that group. Okay. And then Sweden, you cannot write them off. But Japan can be the best placed team. This time, the African team, Tunisia, looking at their preparation, the science and data tells you say they cannot go beyond the first round.
All right. Yeah. Group G, and because of how Group G, so you're running out for the groupings. All right. So Belgium, Iran, Egypt, New Zealand. There's Mo Salah in there. Yeah. So there. Now so Egypt,
first Egyptian African country qualified. Okay. To the World Cup.
Egypt because objectively, so here Belgium team now. I think it's one of the few countries football has not been fair to them. Belgium.
Also, they are because also.
They've produced good players over the time. Over the time, from the days of Eden Hazard, to Kevin De Bruyne, from goalkeeper or CCA. Undoubtedly, he should be the greatest goalkeeper was as the best goalkeeper was as undoubtedly. But anytime you are number 2, you're doing number 2, should be a World Cup no more disappointing. Yes. That has been their problem. And anything I initially Mikhail said, there's a pattern to play this tournament. The moment you're able to grab it, I want to say Spain, no more call, no more back, no more call, no more back, no more call, no more back. The days of Santiago Canizares, no more demand you. But on the pattern of the World Cup. Fabregas J Bono balloon ball no my Iniesta who says so train kakra no so calling mobile offside no ball on chain it is all the tip pattern as everything becomes so easy. The Belgium your country for me I won't say the pattern as still now Oshe players are produce in recent times. Look at a player like what Man City the Ghanaian born now or Man City Jerome exceptional player exceptional player but all bay we cannot bank our hopes on him to beat my baby. But so share group in fact, we are the first team the beat him qualifying. Okay. You see, Iran has a lot to prove to the world. You see, football and politics, there is always a connotation. There is always a link. And Iran has a lot to prove to the world. And I hope say on beat me prove side and such areas. But then based on footballing grounds, they are out of the equation. And Belgium first. Then you make a good case for Egypt. Right. I don't know. There's one thing about the Northern African teams. Yeah, Boa has Africa has now. They have the command on the game. But World Cup it looks like the Southern African teams there the likes of the Ghana, Munia, in other countries. Recent times say Morocco about conjure some magic, But I hope say the likes of Mo Salah, Mama Musimu this time. Because Omar faced the European terrain. And for you to be under the auspices of a coach like Guardiola, it's a born, a do baby, said the tactical aspect of the coaching in Yajuma. There's an individual talent who plays in them. And that one have to come to the party. Okay. Last time I meet one Ghanaian player being taken, I say, as somebody to make a say, Master, you do pack and also I said, that is Jima, guy and who say a bass in Edwin Jima. Or he say, I could do pack and also I say, as somebody to Master. See, a corner as a tactics in Yajuma, young Fabunga Muneden, and shame. But you see, some individual talent, and I crack the Brazilian players. Okay. So 4-4-2, 4-3-3 in Yajuma. The individual talent comes to the party. Okay. But who share the Northern African teams now? Almost so coach with me no form tactics now. No waka. And Sana Morocco ye be me hu. Instead the lines of Omama Musimo, Mo Salah, he's not that exhausted. He ade asan Mo Salah why he pays him. Okay. But I dream you the bobo on there. 1v1 you be do agro. Okay. And who share in recent times e bia na Ballon d'Or na went me Anjibi. But now every season for the past 7 seasons so also we top 5 players na so on time Liverpool all the be can we say must. All right. So what I say. And what to mendu come to say teams are built around some few players. Into so Mama Mush now Mo Salah I think you can do something. All right. Yeah, group G na yankweni 30 after 6 wow. Okay, so group H wow. Now. Wow. Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. Coach,
So they straight.
Straight forward. Straight. I'm say in Shisha no crown have beto.
Some and I make a
also Spain and Uruguay, they have vast experience in terms of World Cup.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia has been consistently in the World Cup, but more performance no. My idea, more winning back one. Nyanka no money. But Cape Verde, I think this is their first World Cup. Okay. Cape Verde will do their best as an African country because most of their players are about 90%, you know. Yes, Africa. Until they have experience on that. Until qualifying them, no. And then I'm one of my colleagues back home. Also, maybe I ball qualifying series 2006. I ball. It may cock shake Cape Verde. Near there, they say ranking crown or Cape Verde for ahead of us. Okay. Near there, and Cape Verde, you know, we cannot write them off. At least the best third position. Yes, on Betma Picky.
All right. You heard the next group, no, next group. All right. France, Senegal, Norway, Iraq. And that's all.
Certainly, there will be a third team I will qualify from that group. Certainly. Iraq, by the expectancy of football, will be a new Iraq. Yeah, the care of my Saddam Hussein. So, we be your match to change for now.
Okay. Recently,
you see,
it's not bad at all.
But Oshe group here, we see idea. It will be very difficult. Even though I believe it's a football, a game of uncertainties. But then miracles does not happen that way. Oshe France, now Oshe Senegal. Now Oshe Norway.
Erling Haaland.
Being orchestrated by Erling Haaland. I think say any country almost make my common in the dream. But surely they would have to qualify from this group. Because of players from in recent times, so the guard ones and few other players be in recent times. But you can always make a good case for France. Okay. And in fact, so the teams and as a countries, I mean, I'm tipping them to win the World Cup. It should be France. Okay. It should be Portugal. Okay. It should be Spain. Okay. Some countries me my own Argentina, I don't trust them because Messi is exhausted. Okay. But I said, but okay, he comes on board with a certain brand. Yes. But also France national team here. Every position and they have about 3 to 4 players. You see, we are not talking about Olise because you're a born national team, but he's the best player now by Munich. But Obaye, what about the likes of Dembele, Mone, Mapi, Mo, Honintino, Oma Kanashe. But today, see a World Cup here. Next year, see Ballon d'Or now have 5 players. So Olise them. But on Umpokuano, unless say that depends on the preference of the coach. But person you know the system what they born. Everyone will lose a current men with them. Here, Cherokee was wine, the Man City guy, you know.
Shake.
Such a good dribbler. Or J-Ball now think say yes. Baku, you know, it's on Koran, everyone on one starting. It's the first national team in the end. And I did back up money. I want to say, more players are a beefy Africa has say a beefy Sura me or Sura Niamu. I want to say, almost black players. Into someone they know genetically they are that strong. Okay. And almost called the European mentality. Yes. Into no so many side now. You can only be good. Yeah. All right. Into France team will be here. Okay. In fact. Is it France and Senegal straight to the but no, there will be a third team. Okay. Look, I'm telling you, say Norway. Okay. A bit mahadin. All right. Sir Haaland or a refined striker. Born no nimbo, but or a refined striker. Yes. Then I'm so or to say, also the name to say a face of a movie star. I had a bobo or a refined. Yeah. We do have to show papa. All right. You have had the next group now. So group J. Wow. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan. Trap.
Yeah, very straightforward one, but also Austria for no preparation has been very huge. Okay. Recently, Ghana but only say na your preparation at that time so huge. Okay. But Jordan, let's take Jordan out of the equation. Now let's look at Argentina. Despite say Messi is running down on the career, I think that they have equally good players also to support. Okay. Algeria itself. Also recently, apart from 2019 almost winning African AFCON, almost AFCON be almost performance no more free. But recent times, I think Morocco, right? They did their best. It takes a lot of awareness and effort. Say be committee qualifier team. But looking at Algeria preparation this time, I think they will qualify alongside Argentina in that group. Okay. But Austria can be like say the third best team in that group. But Jordan as I'm kind they will cause something, but too much.
All right. Yeah. Here the next group. Now here how I sort. All right. So UK, Portugal, DR Congo, Uzbekistan, Colombia. DR Congo qualification was something I just said. That playoff,
marathon qualification.
Yeah, it was just super to what that playoff. Now so
see
we pick it to I'm quick near.
Me pick it to there per hindsight analysis. It should be Portugal and Colombia.
Portugal, Colombia.
Yeah, per near many be who see and there empirical evidence the whole United say because World Cup here quick. Team require the best midfield. Portugal.
Okay.
Vitina and João Neves.
Okay.
Undoubtedly.
Yes.
They are the best. Now the Bruno Fernandes now become.
Okay.
In terms of midfielders, have three midfielders way no.
Yes.
Bruno no Manchester no bonity ni ehun. No Real Madrid hona or you better than chunk of the players. Very good player.
Okay.
Until Bruno Fernandes, who Vitina, the finest passers see football they are men who see here.
Yes.
You see the ball into encourage the likes of Andre Pello Mobile. Or was some qualities akin to the likes of Andre Pello.
Okay.
Now here João Neves ma. Or midfield you know, superb. Into one the Portugal and Colombia.
All right.
This Manchester.
Yeah, the last
Manchester
group no na the last group no na. All right. So England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. Trap.
Yeah, once
this.
On paper Ghana has been written off.
On paper.
Yes, on paper. Because of your tournament rating, you're also about 46 or so.
Yes.
You thought Omudi Echi Korosao New Zealand. And you know, tournament 7 has written Ghana off.
Okay.
But I will be a little bit biased as a Ghanaian. But sense and data nature say you need qualify from this group.
Is it because you need the men number to me are competing with this group in
That's why I'm coming. I'm arriving. Maybe I'll be Drew. Men who are determined. They say a friendly match here. Your friend is a ball recently. Wales ball.
Yes.
And no man who say we have boys who are ready to fight.
Okay.
But arranging them well on the field of play, they will have a direction. When they get the direction, then that's where you were talking about the IQ of a player who can make a difference. That's where Semenyo this time have to carry the team.
Okay.
The likes of Ishaku, Suleiman, Nuruddin, and then and then Pate, vast experience, Inaki Williams there.
Yeah.
When if they put their heads together and then think say, oh, last time we went to the World Cup, group stages, 1 or 2 be anti-Mayan qualified. This time, let's focus. And then looking at our opponent, England, you can't write them off. But football, anything can happen. But you say England, and friendly match or mobile winning New Zealand, they were complaining about the pitch. And I will be a bumpire say, okay, I'm going to Ghana, so I pitch in yes, I'm England, you can't write them off in this group. Definitely they will qualify. But they need to work hard.
Okay.
And then Croatia, who was, I think, the last 4 or so, they were in the semi-finalists and then final in 2018
Russia.
Against France. You could see the likes of Modric, who is still captaining the team, who is still into the market. Or Boise, Croatia for bit my form. But Panama, some people can say, oh, Panama for your own first match, I say to me, show me, and day. When Ghana, a tournament be a first match, a problematic mind. You can read from time immemorial. First match, you Kokrana, you win first group match, the second and third match, and you know, Panama says to me, near Bonnie, near win or the remaining 2 countries, we can equally get a draw.
Okay.
But if I say England E, Croatia C, Ghana G, ECG, and ECG so Ghana has in some.
And but you share. So are you saying say England, Croatia for no obvious to progress from the group? Is that what you are saying?
England and Croatia. Yes.
Okay.
I think say England and Croatia can qualify from that group.
All right.
And then the best team, I think Ghana will have to fight with Panama.
For the third slot.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what Panama na be
you be fighting for the third position.
Your friend is saying apologies to every free Ankara. Ghana you be simu be hu ha say. They say apologies to every free Ankara.
Yes.
Of flag na.
Yeah.
Ghana we say yeah. But we see only bibi.
Yes.
As a patriotic Ghanaian.
Yeah.
I want Ghana to qualify.
Oh yes.
Okay.
But then as an objective Ghanaian, Ghana cannot qualify. That is the painful truth.
That's the science and data.
As a patriotic Ghanaian, I want Ghana to qualify. But as an objective Ghanaian, Ghana can never qualify. So we shouldn't bank our
we need to work hard.
That's what they
but you see,
if you want to
the players are what you see. I want to say football no a time, a duration. No boche, no more humuye. Yen players are also saying, the Mudu Brahim Pune World Cup experience. We can only make a good case for Ali Seidu and Jordan Ayew and some other few players. Our coach is a new coach. And you say the club side coach, even I did no more yet in a boom. Or by you almost 2 months in only 6 to 7 weeks in play. So I just you know before betting inculcating them maybe into the players, you know, it will be very difficult. But you see, the guys can only go on board as a Ghana team or Moko. Say you say Ghana there, 2 near Diam. You bet my ABB. Hey, not Chris don't watch to form. Inti, you what that experience is a when you are determined in life, you bet my surpassing talent. So we can only bank our hopes on faith.
Okay.
Say we bet my qualify. But then realistically, see I see a kind of crown. England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama.
But England team here be. Antoine Semenyo no man ebo ipio, but Semenyo ejid na dambes no ejidi no all over these guys.
You see, Antoine Semenyo is under the auspices of Pep Guardiola Isala.
But it's the same Antoine Semenyo.
WWT. Or coach, he's under the tent of Pep Guardiola Isala. Feno kahun.
Understand?
In Obahan, I would say Antoine Semenyo, Oba national team ni biana. And said that emphasize you. What do I say? Because culture shock crab it be a bit messy. I say Naki, Oba and fire. Oh, my call warm hono. A 20 year dinner boys in a can park and scrum on Tiasia. So what is here? It's in almost a little bit different. On yet talented, it's a name Kevin Prince Boatino. Or your assistant player. I want to say Kevin Prince Boatino, who do have 1v1 or better. Sanko, your discipline can Caribbean. Getting better to the likes of Tenapiamo when it comes to the national team. Because he had that huge talent. But I want to pick someone like Antoine Semenyo or your assistant player. Until when the coach gives him an instruction, say, go and do this, he will just adhere to the instruction of the coach. That has been the stature of Antoine Semenyo. And he is very good. Obianka say, only that good. But over here, a national team here, you bet now the face of the national team. But then if there's a player that we can bank our hopes on, it should be Nuama. He defines the Ghanaian style of play. Ghana, you can't be in ball back. You say you also go here number 8, number 10, no go here still ammonia. So I just say, inti, on no bet me make good kiss a man. But how England team here be? On so mon media no strong. They want to make a but in reality, they have good players. Jude Bellingham, for the past 3 seasons of Madrid, and yes, Opera or your top-notch player. Hurricane, me, man, love for Southern American players in the other best mechanism. But or your top-notch striker. The brother Aguero bet to be bet to Amanayi. The brother Suarez bet to be naturally me Southern American players because of my flair. But when you pick someone like Hurricane or your number 9 and number 10 in so. Okay. Or let me buy 50 budget ball no. Yeah, production more and I have players watch England no Hurricane. Then also Antoine Semenyo. Let's deal with the 2 players now. You can players to watch Ghana, England. Mami Antoine Semenyo and also Hurricane. All right. But we see, say a players to watch. You see, ABR because of say we are all Ghanaians. Sometimes we just want to subscribe to our sentiment and say Semenyo is that good. Yes, he's that good. And in the season here, but you see, a very few English players in a team few Mukurum, other countries, it's me performing. Okay. You can only make a good case for Hargreaves and David Beckham. Mike Lowe Pokrani him so born home. Okay, and I said I'm picking a man. So what you know, for this guy to have left England, no quite different territory, no commander honor. That you tell us he's. And we are talking about. We are talking about the same area. You see, I'm also telling you, say, if you are club now, said that you didn't be able to. A big make it. Inside Osi yenye dogana kwa mkroma no krawu say now do we share adi 1 year obesu. I'm telling you, say Antoine Semenyo is a very good player, no doubt. So what I say, but yet player for player. Hurricane for the past 7 years, and I said 10 years. The other Suarez better no, bet him not 1 man a year. The other kuna go the better, bet him not 2 years. Or no more precious Antoine Semenyo ne can asem. Only this season. And you so. But we are talking about the national team. And you can only do proper analysis based on history.
Okay.
Nyama oba national team obey and chess will play a bit me and so.
Okay.
But say you will be obey that team anymore.
Okay.
So Ghana say you say Kudus nyado Tottenham krana.
Yeah.
Oba Ghana oba bobo. But you cannot say that for Antoine Semenyo.
Right.
Until he has to go and prove us wrong.
All right. Kochi, mama you right team. And then I was saying Semenyo that GD no. Oh, yes
very good. But question back on me Busani say Hurricane is leading a leading striker for England.
Okay.
Is it the same thing like Antoine Semenyo? Is it the leading striker for Ghana?
Our coach is here to define
Ghana son. All the time so Ba Emmanuel is striking from the wings. He's not the leading striker for our team. So comparing him with Hurricane, no, there's a vast difference. Do you understand?
No,
but
the face of the team.
The face of team because Osha a rating crown players are more camp in a rating crown. Antoine Semenyo a very good or 4 stars rating. That can you 3 stars, 2 stars, and then 1 star.
1 star near why?
We'll go has for goalkeeper.
But yeah, you will prove more.
Do you understand? Yeah. So Osha, rating now, top masterman. He's not the leading striker of our team. So comparing him with this Hurricane, there's a vast difference. Young kind of crazy. And I'm moreover.
But City Bayern, I think say
they
are almost the same.
Almost the same, but when it comes to experienced team, you cannot get Bayern, for instance, City closer to Bayern. Bayern is way ahead.
But you see,
but when it comes to
the kind of players are three no more born coach.
That's right.
And so
because
Kudus Kudus so we placed na Pia time in 2006.
Oh, that one
could be extremely good. Telling you, say Kudus ebe pie time Asian and the Muntari mo ho na obet na balloon born.
That's right.
The kind of players three be on obobo no. Anto asem we players on obobo na refi. Benando say ana one person can answer. See, and also it makes an impact.
But on say Gudus Asama he's not going. But on say Tama now can say Asamoah Nkonya somebody like Gudus in the national team and can record now in Krakobeya Busa.
Yeah. That's so true.
All right.
That's so true.
To wrap up the show, yeah, added to the ending about it. Now, share players to watch the World Cup now ever since with the production. Really, mama na yanko. They say there's Lionel Messi in there. Kochi, Messi, of course.
Oh yeah, Messi there. You cannot take anything away from him. Looking at the pedigree, maybe even so, Timokra, half it of the performance crown, it will be full. Oh yes, he's going to bring a lot of fairness and supporters, especially the Inter Miami supporters. Who are even not fairness or move to Argentina, but they will come and support him as a player.
All right, you heard the next player on there. This Mo Salah. I think say this season there.
You've been Naiba.
Just
a wonderful player.
Oh, okay. One hour can there now.
You've been Laiba.
Wonderful. He's indeed the Egyptian king, right? He's indeed the Egyptian king. But I doubt say World Cup no. Obey me a player, you beat me akasi sheno. But indeed, I mean they can say between this player and Mohamed Abu Trika, I'm holding the balance of Namefano. But you see, I say World Cup, obey a player to watch or World Cup. Or no na Messi ni no. Messi he's from a different planet. But he said, "Baby, a football con on any Ronaldo Nunina, almost faded out takra." So I just said,
maybe you can say they are the Africans are able to me a show.
Oh, then it should be Omama Mush.
Okay, all right.
It should be Omama Mush.
Yeah, the next player.
Yeah, it should be Omama Mush.
All right, so this is Vinicius Junior.
You see,
Vinny J.
Oh, see, this player is going to make the Brazilian national team fans win a bet. Wemuna, Omema Brazil for any Ajo or World Cup no.
Okay.
Wemuna eba bet Chinipa ni ensambom. That is what they call the Joga Bonito football, the entertainment football. Nyamana Robinho mo, Edelman way back to the days of Rivaldo, Ronaldinho. Though Saboni be the crowd Vinicius Junior said, and one of the main reasons I know Biaka si Yemfa Neymar Junior and World Cup no.
Okay.
Because Omon Boni ayefet. Intino said Brazil bet ma komonima. There's one thing I don't like about this player, the finishing. Aye porous. If Carlo Ancelotti works on his finishing, I tell you. Will be a classic player of our World Cup win.
All right.
Also, about Vinicius, there's a little bit history between we and Carlos Ancelotti. Ancelotti, Mayanya, as a Real Madrid coach, he said, we have tactics and strategy playing football. But these boys, Rodrigo, Vinicius, the Uruguay player, Valverde. Emma Ninyanti says, you can give us the strategy to play. You can give us the tactics, but allow us to play on the field of play. Okay. And you know, Arcelotti, the communicate or the Real Madrid coaches as a development coaches. Emma Ninyanti says, Akrebi ho, on say Akrosa. Now we train the ball no bar. Akrobi by nature no or skillful. But coaches now develop more in bring a crowd 8 years, 9 years. When your ball no quiet Drake on the other year near Tiano. Pass, in here, and pass. I can also stop ball no pass. But by nature, no, and yes, I am couple ball. A couple ball as a dribbler. All right. And the Ancelotti many and said, these Brazilian players, despite you are teaching them football, you are giving them strategy, you are giving them all the tactics to play. They are also telling you, say, allow us to play. All right. Yeah, next player. Okay, so this is Ellen Haaland. The 80 years specialist. Oh yeah. No, I don't know. Say they knew to me show. Oh yeah.
No. Height. He's a fox in the box. Okay. So I his skill set as a player, he's just a fox in the box. But I would say so. I hear no way for now. From the days of John Carey, who Kaiser plan over ball on 10 team now. I think say our minds are strikers we be, but we know or you refined. You can't strikers in any more money and you show the likes of Ronaldo, money we know. We need a refine, we need an upgrade over Drogba Mokakra. Not to say on bossing Drogba, but in terms of say play be a refine. He's or your striker or your refine. Okay. On your striker 1v1 will beat me achon. But you say or your machine. Okay, that should be the word I say use. Or your machine striker. It's a when you pick someone like Julian Alvarez, when you pick someone like Hurricane, Mbappe, now share Halana, there's a little bit of flair. Right. So what I say, right. But we know or you're refined. Okay. It's a minute for me a strong one. Martin Odegaard. Yeah. Martin. Tio Agard so. Yeah. Okay. This is Adagula, fantastic, phenomenal player. All right. By all standards. What's your age? Na ball or bona. This will be a techie now. What they be a M1. Techie also he has another players as well experienced players. But I don't foresee him so bit my.
Perform.
When you have Kansuka.
You know what say? Yes, Kansuka no time. Unim.
We. Yeah, next player. Yeah, next player. Yeah. This is
lovely. Lovely.
If he's fit to play for fairness in Spain, there he's going to be a fantastic player.
You see?
Oh yes.
With
his compatriot Nico Williams. Yes. And I think it's a fit for the tournament. He's going to be like the hero. Now you share and say. All
right. See, only maybe. Not imagine I say about Trivela now. That is past near the night bona. Nanka imagine ya me say I'm say Quares man could just someone look at modern in the But you see, at the age of 19 was a saying was 18 now. Guy waiting match Trevella. They 30 we know. Yeah. You see this guy's talent. Maybe a Madrid in so again in the shape and compra. But I dream a crab ball or the bob ball. Yeah. It's serious. Look. As a Wenger book be an all kind about the mental growth of a player. That is time a player enjoy things and the mental growth. He has gotten to the apex of his career, the zenith of his career. Should be 25, 26, 27. It is a player, 24, 23. And then say he's eating up to Sawino. But this guy, he's not 28, he said, only at 20. No. But the sense of judgment on the game, the sense of reasoning on the game. Exceptional. All right. And your cousin Uncle Point to be there.
Watch it. Oh. All right. Yeah, here the next player. All right. So this is Kylian Mbappe. Oh, this is Team Brazil. Vinicius Junior. But Mbappe say Mbappe.
Mbappe. Yes. But I think the French national team, they don't only have Mbappe. They have, you call it Dembele, they have Olise, and then other players are with me, and then Ryan Sheki. With me, I'm this guy, Ashani or Waka. Okay. But I think single-handed is also to me taking on defense. And as a player too, he has a big IQ to play. Right. Sometimes I am not the referee. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday. the performance ni and there, you know. I say we do be tactically and we fake a crowd anymore.
Okay. He's a good player.
Yes, he's a fantastic player. Where to move and receive, where to stay and then play maybe that kind of war pass near there. You know. Sometimes I don't know, but they undoubtedly, you know, he's the best player currently in the French national team.
All right. Yeah, Nasu. You better rapport with CR.
So I'm 41.
Yes, 41.
Yeah,
I think you can't say. You see, he's more of a role model, and one of the few sportsmen I'm a Paul Massam, not because of footballing reasons, but because of Senna and then thing.
Yes.
I Ronaldo and Mike Tyson. So I have Mike Tyson and his height, you know, and then when you reach her, it also say you're determined. Ronaldo, you're forceful or you're determined. Now that important where the transition in life, all Manchester United, we are not better but or call Bas or call Madrid, you know. No changing the style of play, no be a top goal scorer.
Okay.
And then in the history of Madrid, don't think can 3 players on Monday. He should be number one.
Yeah.
Now he's so determined. Here, and you want say about the next World Cup. But say me, I'm your coach now. Me dropping no. Me mana buy beer from 60th minute echo, 70th minute echo. You see, Zidane understood this guy so well to the extent. Zidane bow no say man start game. So okay, yeah. After be a obobe 70 minutes near in the film near mana bokakra sana na you manage no but who pe player all my fans about World Cup na
CR7
no obiri comfort
see because of time read me da me panelists na say what's the coach they don't trapatoni can out say danso ginola so on behalf of the entire production team ora amokwedu in charge Hughes Boy, Samson, Chief Justice Robert Finn, Elikin, the Sinisin, Omo, and a production. So, and then my production team today solid power until we see that's so you're part of us. We are back same time, God willing, on Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. Net 2 TV. So, this is inside 90 minutes. Good evening.